Welcome to the curse of the orange seed. Old superstitions, really?
Never swallow an orange seed, it'll grow inside you.
Charlie laughed and swallowed a stray seed out of defiance. Little did he know that this simple act would trigger a slow, horrifying transformation, one that would make him wish he'd heeded her words. Day 1. Just a faint tingling in my stomach. Probably just indigestion. Dismissing it as indigestion, Charlie went about his day, but an odd scent seemed to cling to him, a faint, sweet orange smell that lingered wherever he went. My skin looks a shade darker, almost like I've been sunburned. He shrugged it off, ignoring the faint unease stirring within him. Day 2. The next morning he awoke to find his skin rougher and oddly textured. The faint orange tinge from the previous day had intensified. It's probably an allergic reaction, he muttered, slathering lotion over his arms and legs. But the scent was stronger now, unmistakably citrus, and people began to notice, wrinkling their noses as he passed by. Day 3. By the third day his skin had taken on a dimpled texture like an orange rind. His hands shook as he touched his face, feeling the bumps that had spread across his cheeks. My mouth feels dry, so thirsty. He was overcome with an insatiable thirst, as if his body was parched from the inside out. He drank water desperately, but it only seemed to make the odd tingling in his stomach grow stronger. Day 4. I barely recognized myself in the mirror. His skin was now bright orange, rough and hard. He discovered small green shoots poking through his scalp, soft and tender but slowly turning into twisted branches. Each time I move I feel the shoots tugging painfully at my skin. His muscles had started to ache, joints stiffening as if his limbs were turning into something else entirely. Day 5. My hands, they're merging, fingers fusing together into rounded stubs. His legs were becoming stiff, the skin splitting and oozing a thick, sticky sap that he couldn't wipe away. Leaves have sprouted from my arms, tiny at first but now growing large and healthy, as though feeding off my own body. His breaths were shallow, his mind frantic, trapped within a form he no longer controlled. Day 6. By the 6th day, Charlie could barely move. His legs had rooted to the floor, wooden and immovable, merging with the ground itself. His once human limbs had fully transformed into twisted branches, covered with thick waxy leaves and clusters of small green buds. He was beyond recognition, his mind flickering between thoughts of terror and the numb, creeping acceptance that he was becoming something entirely inhuman. Day 7. On the final day, Charlie's body surrendered completely. His face contorted in agony, his mouth twisting into a permanent scream that could no longer be heard. He felt his skin harden one last time, his consciousness dimming as his limbs stretched out in every direction. In the last painful moments, he felt his mind dissolve, fading away as he completed his transformation. In the center of his empty apartment now stood a single orange tree, lush and heavy with ripe, vibrant fruit. The branches stretched out, filling the room with the scent of fresh oranges, as if inviting someone to pluck its bounty. Weeks passed, and Charlie's family finally came searching for him, worried by his silence. When they entered the apartment, they found only the tree, twisted and strange, covered in ripe, heavy oranges. Amid the branches hung a single fruit, distinct from the others, with a faintly human face embedded in its dimpled surface, a face frozen in silent horror. Without a second thought, his brother reached up and plucked it from the branch, unaware of the curse lying within. He held the orange for a moment, noting its odd warmth, and absent-mindedly took a bite, swallowing a single glistening seed. As he savored the sweet taste, he thought he heard a faint whisper echoing from deep within the tree. It sounded like Charlie warning him, never swallow an orange seed. But it was too late. The cycle had begun anew. Subscribe to Horror4U for more spine-chilling stories.